Brian Anderson, joined by Allie LaForce, our reporter. So let's take a look at the starters for the Philadelphia 76ers. We've got George. Joel Embiid is out there with Maxey. And it's Yabusele in at the power forward position. And for Boston, Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. The 2 Jays, Brown at the 3 and Tatum at the 4. And it's Porzingis in at the center position. We are excited to be here for opening day tip-off, Doris. It feels like the league is in a great place.
There is no doubt, B.A., absolutely. To me, more talent in the league right now than potentially we've ever had before. And I don't just mean star talent. There's a depth of quality skill across the board. We know the shooting has revolutionized the game. It's going to be a fun year. Well, you love to see Porzingis battling through contact down low. That's a tremendous finish.
Maxey, that's good.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Now here's Porzingis, and here's Brown for 3 on target from range.
Jaylen Brown is now so legit from deep, boy. You better make sure you're contesting that free ball. That's how good he is.
Here's Grimes. And just about a minute into this first quarter, Maxey and Porzingis with the block. And they're pushing it up. The shot. Back to White. Over George. Pass to Tatum for 3. And a great assist by Brown as that one goes in.
So out of the gates, 3 for 3, exactly what they're looking for.
Outside Maxey. Here's Grimes. And the foul called on Kristaps Porzingis. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
First minute and a half of basketball played here in this one. Here's Yabusele, defended by Brown.
Well, to me, that's the wingspan of Jaylen Brown bothering shooters. This guy gets right in their space and throws them off balance.
And the jam by Brown.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. The 76ers have gone 1 for 3 so far. Well, Doris, you watch Kristaps Porzingis at the defensive end. He changes a lot of shots.
There is no doubt, B.A. At 7'2", it isn't just simply about sending shots back. It's about changing the trajectory. But I think, as importantly, guys don't want to go in the lane because of his presence.
Now here's Holiday. Here's Tatum. And here's Brown for 3. That's tipped. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Sixers. Now let's send it over to Allie LaForce, who was able to talk with Joe Mazzulla.
I talked with him about Joel Embiid and asked him what he wants his team to do against him defensively. And he said, I told our big guys to play with physicality out there, but to also know when to go straight up and not let him bait us into silly fouls. It's not an easy assignment, but Coach seems confident in their chances of containing Joel. Guys?
As always, Allie, we thank you. Here are the Celtics with the ball. A big stretch here going, 10-2.
We all know he's a good shooter, but from that distance, I don't think so.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line. Yet another miss, just 1 for 5, not exactly an ideal start.
And Tatum with the basket on the assist by White. Tatum's got 5 now.
This has been just a dreadful start for them defensively. Not good at all.
Now a timeout called by Philadelphia. And we're joined now by Shams Charania. He's calling in with a story. Good to have you, Shams. What's going on?
Thanks. Well, the Sixers this summer signing Paul George to create a star trio. Along with the great value signings around the edges, Philly is widely regarded as one of the league's most improved rosters. And guys, this team is poised to compete with the league's best. They have a big 3. And they have a real chance now to win it.
No doubt about it. Appreciate the update. Thanks, Shams. Craig is checked in for Boston. Pritchard comes in for Holiday. Off the inbound pass. Oh, and the dunk by George.
Oh, Paul George, let him hear you with that finish. That is nicely done.
Ooh, a great look there. Brought to you by the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. White on the wing. From behind the arc. Rebound by Philadelphia.
He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
Here's Embiid. Oh, nice fake, but the layup's off the mark. Boston leading by 8. There's Tatum with the 3. Craig. It's rebounded by George. The 76ers have gone 2 for 7. A sluggish start. To the paint. And Embiid throws it down.
At 7 feet tall, Embiid looks to dunk often, especially when he's got good positioning.
Doors, it's hard to pick one when Derek White is in the running for best defensive guard.
It's so true. And what Derek White does perhaps better than any other guard is block shots. When we talk about top on-ball defenders, he's also on that list. You want to talk about somebody who can get in the passing lane and be disruptive. He's on that list. Truly can do it all.
Ooh, lots of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws will follow that whistle. And the Celtics far and away the best record in the NBA last season, Grant.
Well, they rode that momentum into the playoffs, capturing the franchise's 18th championship, passing the Lakers for the most of any team in the association.
Edwards, he's checked in for George. Tatum uses the glass to finish the layup. Tatum's got his 3rd basket of the night.
An outstanding first quarter from the field.
Drummond passes to Grimes. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Up ahead. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
And early on, they've been on a tear, just getting whatever they want offensively.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip. And guys are making their shots. That's critical.
Knocks it loose. Here's McCain. Edwards looking it over. Shot clock at 5. Oh, there's the shot clock violation. So they'll turn it over. Okay, let's fire up the 2K leaderboard. Last year, you really had to protect the ball against these teams. The 76ers, number 1.
The steals numbers only tell part of the story. This was a team that made trouble for every opponent with their incredible effort on the defensive end.
From deep three-point land. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Here's McCain. No points so far. Lays it up and banks it in.
Well, there's an unpredictability to his offensive game. He is always keeping the defense off balance.
Here's Grimes. Poke loose. Here's McCain. He can't get it to go. Good D by Porzingis. Boston leading by 8. Pass to Pritchard. There's the 3. Drummond grabs the miss. The 76ers shooting just 36% here in the first quarter. Here's McCain. Drops in the layup for 2.
Timeout.
McCain's got his 2nd basket.
And you like the balance here. Not just falling in love with the 3-ball.
And Boston calls time here. Well, this was a big summer for the 76ers, Grant. Trying to capitalize on their championship window with superstar Joel Embiid.
You're spot on, B.A. Acquiring the talent that might allow him to save himself for the home stretch. Of course, last year's playoffs, he battled heroically, but ideally, they'd like him much closer to 100% come the postseason.
Boston with some changes. Jaylen Brown comes in for Craig. And Holiday subbed in for Pritchard. And it's Tatum with the ball for the Boston Celtics. 6-point lead. It's Brown on the wing. Here's McCain. Pass to Grimes. Shoots over White. Grimes' shot is off.
Good shot, gone bad. Gotta finish there.
Here's Tatum. And Porzingis launches it from deep, sinks it. What range from downtown. Porzingis has got his second bucket of the night. Here's Grimes. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Boston leading by 9. Here's White. That falls. Nice feed that time from Tatum.
Defensively, their effort hasn't been great early on.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. To the inside, Oubre. Rebound Boston. Porzingis has got his 6th rebound on the night. Tatum passes to Porzingis. Back to Brown. Tatum with it. Pass to Brown. Outside Tatum. White on the wing. Outside Tatum. No good on the three. And so it's Boston closing out the quarter ahead by 11 points. What has them in front right now, by and large, they're taking great shots. And more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way right after this. We welcome you back to second quarter action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And guys, we've seen the Celtics really take control here.
It's simple. The main takeaway from the first quarter is they're winning this game with defense.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
Taking a look at the 76ers. They've got Joel Embiid. Tyrese Maxey is out there with Paul George. And it's McCain in at the 2. Now here's Holiday. They lead by 11, largest margin of the game. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Paul George spent some time talking about his idol. He said, the person who motivated me as a kid was Kobe Bryant. Growing up in Southern California, watching him every day, I wanted to emulate him. I attacked the game the same way he did, trying to work on every deficiency, play both ends, and be a competitor.
His impact lives on, Allie.
I'll tell you, you hate to pin this on one person, but his inefficiencies at the offensive end are holding this group back.
Well, Grant, with all the parity and competition in the league today, there's still those teams piling up losses.
Yeah, B.A., and with teams like the Thunder excelling, it's almost like youth is no longer an excuse, but some rebuilds take longer than others.
Outside, Brown. Pass to Cornette. Puts up a deep 3. Rebound by Philadelphia. They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
Out of bounds. It'll be Celtics ball. Pritchard's checked in for Drew Holiday.
To the floor for the Celtics, Peyton Pritchard.
Boston leading by 16. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Again, the miss by Boston. Ball stolen. Cornette passes to Horford. Shoots over Embiid. And Horford gets it to go. Horford's got 4 points now in the quarter.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
And Philadelphia calls time here. And, of course, Boston winning 8 consecutive titles from 1959 to 1966. Doris, you think we'll ever see a streak like that again?
NBA, I think that's almost impossible in this day and age. With free agency, with more salary cap restrictions, it's just hard to win 2 in a row these days, let alone 8. My goodness.
for Celtics Entertainment. Boston, put your hands together. Once again,
now Maxey.
They are Celtics Entertainment.
Pass to McCain. Down low. Embiid. And then Embiid with the dunk.
A brilliant dunk. And he hangs up there for a while, too.
Like he's posing for the camera. He's just hanging out, posing for pictures, just making himself at home. Cornette with the bucket.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
76ers trail by 18. Some room here for George. And yes, it goes. Got a little English on that one.
This guy practically automatic. Paul George in the catch and shoot. Look out.
Pass to Horford. Puts up a deep three. To the left wing. Back to Brown. This one for three. Knocks down the triple. Brown's got 11 points.
And what's working here? Each guy is willing to make the next pass.
And so it's Maxey with it. He brings it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. And here's Embiid. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. And Grant, I know you played a part in Embiid's decision to join Team USA.
Yeah, B.A. I spent a lot of time talking to Joel Embiid, convincing him to play for us in the U.S. men's national team.
And the Celtics making a change here. Craig's checked in.
Molding himself into one of the most dominant centers in the league, Embiid has really come into his own.
Brown can't hit. 76ers trail by 18. Here's Maxey. Plenty of space. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Maxey's got his second basket of the night.
And that's a tough shot to defend when Maxey pops up out of nowhere.
Pass to Craig. Fires the three. It's hauled in by the Sixers. Maxey surveys. Here's McCain, defended by Brown. Here's Embiid. Second shot opportunity. Hauser grabs the board. Celtics lead by 16. Outside Craig. Kick out to Brown. Pass to Hauser. The fadeaway. And a great assist by Brown as that one goes in. Brown's got 4 assists in the game.
And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
And the shot goes in.
Well, coaches might discourage that kind of look, but he'll take it anyway.
And Philadelphia calls time here. Despite Joel Embiid missing more than half of their games, Grant, the Sixers still won 47 games last season.
Yeah, B.A., and lots of credit goes to Tyrese Maxey, averaging over 26 points a game. Philadelphia also had some good depth, and that really helped.
Changes for Boston. Porzingis has checked in for Horford. Tatum comes in for Craig. And Derek White subbed in for Jaylen Brown. Now here's Maxey. Here's Grimes. That one a little long. Boston on offense. They're on a 17-7 run. Tatum finds White. That falls. Nice feed that time from Tatum. Tatum's got 3 assists tonight.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Here's Edwards. No points yet. Back to Drummond. And Drummond with the jam.
Boy, the defense has no answer for Andre Drummond. That's what we call emphatic finish.
Pass to Pritchard from downtown. And again, Boston with the triple.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Here's Grimes. And they're running. Pritchard gets it to go. Pritchard's got 5 now.
Well, if you leave someone that wide open, Derek White will put it on time and on target.
Philadelphia has gone 0 for 3 from deep to begin the second. For 3, Maxey hits the trifecta. He's got 7.
I'll tell you, you are playing with fire anytime you leave this guy open, and they just got burned.
Here's Hauser. He's got 5. A nice shot by Tatum.
In today's NBA, you have to stretch the floor if you want to win. They have loads of confidence from three-point land right now.
Now here's Maxey. Pass to Oubre. Boston pulls it in. Porzingis has got 7 rebounds in the game. White finds Tatum. Outside White. From deep three-point range, Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got 4 rebounds now. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks.
Oh, man, he can't get anything to fall. You can feel his frustration.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point.
Fires top of the key. Grimes' shot is off. Here's Hauser. Back to Porzingis. Ooh, the lead pass was in the perfect spot to set up the layup.
That's been the story of their offense so far. Getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
And so it's Boston firmly in control with an impressive 28-point lead as the quarter ends. And their defense has stood out, wreaking havoc for the opposition. Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
I'm here with Nick Nurse, and Coach, I saw you imploring your team to pick it up. Where do you need to be better in the second half?
Well, we're not very good offensively right now. I think we're taking some okay shots, but we got to be a little bit more patient and keep moving it around a little bit. Need multiple paint touches rather than just one. So we just got to do a little bit better job of getting off it and relocating a little bit.
Patience is a virtue. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Allie. After the break, we'll see you right back here to begin quarter number 3.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Out in front at the half is Boston. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, give us your take.
Well, they went downtown and threw a party, and fortunately, we were all invited. The key is their shooters weren't afraid to pull the trigger on open looks, and it's a blowout right now.
And Shaq, what'd you think about Philadelphia?
They're not shooting it well so far. Actually, they've been terrible. Fellas, I got an idea for them. Feed the post. Let the big man eat. Jeez.
And that wraps up the halftime.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it's been a runaway. Jaylen Brown having a dominant impact in this game.
Yeah, they've done an amazing job of creating room to operate for him. And then, of course, executing.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And, boy, this young guy has done just that.
Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. And it's Brown in at the 3. Whoa!
Yeah, the handle of Jason Tatum is special, and he has tightened that handle over the course of years.
And that replay courtesy of the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. And he's made a case for first-team all-defense. Doris, Jaylen Brown, the complete game.
Brian, what you love to see from a great player that's just entering their prime is the pride they take in being well-rounded. Do you want to absorb a big-time defensive assignment? Jaylen Brown wants to do exactly that.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
When you have an MVP talent in his prime, the focus has to be on winning the title. The Sixers' Joel Embiid said, quote, "The only thing I care about is winning." That takes a lot, and everybody has to contribute. I'm always going to believe in myself. I love the guys that we have. We are going to go and fight every single night.
Great perspective there. Thanks, Allie. And Boston calls time here.
I don't think this timeout is just to give the guys a breather. Coach is looking to switch things up.
And as you know, it's what comes after that gives you some sense of what has changed.
All right, a moment now to bring up last season's top rebounding teams. The Celtics, second.
Well, they made a huge commitment to rebounding last year, and it showed in the numbers. They were spectacular.
And so Brown will bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Following this one, they host the Trailblazers. It'll be the second of 3 straight games on their home floor. For Philadelphia, they've gone just 1 of 3 in the second half. For 3, Maxey. Offensive board. And there's the rejection.
That's anticipation on the defensive end by Derek White. Send it back, young sir.
Good. And Brown gets the assist. White's got 10.
Boy, everyone is getting to their spots and then capitalizing. 3 for 4 in the quarter. Beautiful.
For 3, Maxey knocks down the long J.
This is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
The kick to Tatum. And here's Brown for 3. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Pass to George. For 3. Boston pulls it in. Tatum's got 5 rebounds tonight. Now here's Porzingis. And here's Brown. George defending. White for 3. The shot misses. For Philadelphia, they've gotten only 2 of 7 shots to go in the third quarter. Knocked loose. Tries to save it. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Maxey. Al Horford's checked in for Boston. And the 76ers making a change here. Second half of play here with just under 2.5 minutes passed. White for 3. Here's Brown. It's rebounded by George.
Well, this has not been a quarter to remember for this guy. He looks completely flustered.
Good work defensively by White. The Celtics have gone cold here in this third quarter. Just 3 of 9. And the expression, not enough touches to go around. Do the Celtics risk falling into that trap, Doris?
Well, first and foremost, B.A., if that's a problem for you, it's a good one to have. I think the key here is with all the weapons available, you have to have some personal sacrifice. And to this point, this team has been willing to do that.
A nice shot by McCain.
Well, there you see Paul George as a facilitator. He can create his own, or he can get somebody else open.
Tatum feeling it out a bit. Here's Brown. Again, Brown missing. Philadelphia's gotten 3 of 6 threes to fall in the third quarter. Here's Grimes. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Grimes has got 7.
Yeah, Grimes has the frame to work down low. I like when he gets inside.
White on the wing. Horford passes to Brown. White with it. Fires from deep. And the shot is good on the assist by Tatum. Tatum's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Challenging this deep in the 3 ball. That's his second from distance this half. And he also hit one in the first half, too.
And Philadelphia calls time here. You know, Grant, in interviews, Jason Tatum often seems understated and soft-spoken. But that's just him, isn't it?
That's true, B.A. Tatum has a quiet confidence about him. He doesn't feel the need to be loud or act out. He lets his work on the court do all the talking for him.
The Celtics making a switch here. Fournette's checked in. And the 76ers making a change here. The 76ers have gotten only 4 of 10 shots to fall so far in the third. Here's McCain. He's covered by Holiday. Just 5 on the clock. A nice shot by McCain. McCain's got 5 points now this quarter.
I'll tell you, individually, he is doing all he can. But right now, somebody's got to step in and support this guy.
Holiday from long range. And again, Boston with the triple.
What a smooth-looking opportunity. Holiday in rhythm right there.
For Philadelphia, they've gone 5 of 11 in this third quarter. Here's McCain. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
White for 3. Rebound by Philadelphia. Here's McCain. 9 points in the game. Here's Grimes. Horford covering. Shot clock at 6.
2 minutes.
Here's Drummond. Pass to Grimes. Brown against Oubre. Going inside. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
I tell you, like lightning. Kelly Oubre flashes through on the drive. No one quick enough to stop him.
1:35 left in the third quarter. And it's Holiday with the ball for Boston. Brown with it. He's covered by Oubre. Cornette in the post. Drummond's there. And it's going to be a 3-second call. Here's a look at the schedule for Philadelphia. On Saturday, they head back home to host the Indiana Pacers. Then on Saturday, they'll be taking on Chris Middleton and the Washington Wizards.
And for that game against the Magic, that will be their 4th outing in this young season. Coach will want to have his team starting to build a rhythm by then.
That makes him 0 for this quarter, and that has not helped their cause.
The Celtics shooting 40% since the break. Holiday taking his time here. Five on the clock. And they force a shot clock violation. Great D. And Boston with some change.